Okay, so straight off into another match after a hard loss as well. So we've got Smid, W3D Smid, and CKT Tekken Enthusiast.
I think Smith played 2 sides.
We'll find out when. No, who are you playing, Smid? What character?
I can't tell you. He hasn't.
Oh, don't announce it. Just give me a wink.
Yeah, get like.
What side are you? Left or right?
Side
Will you player 1 or 2? Okay, we know who you're going for. Smid's going for his Claudio. The infamous Smid Claudio. And Tekken Enthusiast, I believe, will be playing Jin. And I forgot how to spell Enthusiast, so apologies if this is wrong. And he will be representing
I
England.
think he's Twitter's actually.
We are not showing no Twitters. So Tekken Enthusiast on the right and Wednesday's R3D Smid on the left.
Lucky Chloe.
We don't use free camera. We don't want to show our pasty faces.
I shaved just for today.
You shaved just for today? I shaved and got slagged for the whole Tekken World Tour.
Jin Kazama.
Oh.
So main game. Oh, we've already picked characters. We've missed the characters, and these CKT names are too long. He needs to be Tekken Lover. He should just be Tekken Lover, not an Enthusiast. Lover would fit. This is Tekken Enthusia. It sounds like Fantasia. Oh, we have to swap sides, so Tekken Enthusiast taken with his Jin to the left, so that's not Smid, and Smid playing his Lucky Chloe on the right. So Smid is a character specialist. He actually started with Yoshimitsu, and then he moved on to almost everyone else having a character crisis until he noticed he was a waifu man. He noticed he was an anime shitter, and that's what he's went for. And we've seen a lot of Lucky Chloe do really well in the Tekken World Tour. John the Ding done quite well. We've even seen Nexus Me First and Namine, Princess Namine in Barcelona doing well with her Lucky Chloes. So she is a character that can, in solid play, she can be quite difficult. She's very limited moveset, but in a stronger moveset, yeah, she can party hard. She can party with the best of them for sure, especially if someone doesn't know. Yeah. And there's some characters though that have answers to every single option in the Kali roll. So there with the Kali roll, everyone can sidestep it, but some characters are able to challenge it and float her out of any option, which is a very strong tool to have, but I'm not entirely sure if Jin does. But dancing on him and goes for the OK, down 3+4, the just frame doesn't do it. So that the breakdance can be challenged with a down 1 on hit. So if you get hit by that, you can mash down 1 and you'll float out all options. Smid imposing plus frames, you need to, after those two moves, you have to, those two jabs, if he's going to go into the spinning punches, you have to duck it. You have to get out the way of that, or you're kind of screwed, because it puts out a lot of frame advantage. But a big counter hit from Tekken Enthusiast to start off here, it's going to take it to the wall. Tekken Enthusiast has been really landing all his combos and punishes here, and he's got a lot of the stance mix-ups from Jin and challenging everything that Smid's trying to do. It's hard for him to get in. Showing why he was the #1 seed in his pool, taking and closing out the first game with a perfect against Smid. It's very clean, yeah.
Yes.
So what was
every time Smith tried anything Tekken Fusion, knew the answer.
He knew the answer, and he was also challenging really tricky whiffs. So you've seen the counter hit for step in as well, and he got that. And Smith's just opting to go right back in, see if he can if he's downloading or knows a better way. You know, it's hot off. He was hot off his loss, so he must have thought he had something to think about, and it's working already. And he's going to take him to the wall. Doesn't get him down back 1, and this is hard now because Smid is feet away, but he does get the trip. But again, another drop. Just challenging those negative frames, and he's just jabbing them out now, but he's not doing much. Smid's been a lot less active now. I think that must be playing on him. Floated out of the double, so that's Tekken Enthusiast once again showing he knows the full matchup, and that's going to be dead. There's no way that this isn't killing unless Lucky Chloe is. Oh, there's horrible scaling. Sorry, I would have put money on him being dead, but Smid takes it with the small pawn at his toes. I could have swore Jin would have won that, but the splat and maybe the confirm just kind of ruined that for him. He didn't have a lot of health, but counter hit again, step in, and going to go for the it gives Smid a lot of range there, but it puts him towards the wall. Big counter hit launcher, and Smid's going to get a lot of damage. This is where Lucky Chloe can really make use of a lot of damage from counter hit launchers. That's where she gets chunks in, and it's some of the highest damage in the game. And you'll see that, well, I was about to say, one of the It's a one frame input, it's a just frame just to get that, and ducks and challenges the rage drive. So that input is difficult, but what you can do is bind a button to all fours. Spaghetti Rip taught me this trick, and you just mash it and it works, and it gives you the just frame, and it's unique. Yeah, shots fired, but it works really well, and it gives Chloe a lot of damage, and it shows you that Smid did learn a lot from that first match. He got hit by a lot of counter hits, and Tekken Enthusiast was put on the back hit for this one, and getting the guaranteed back turn okay, and that's massive damage. And Tekken Enthusiast showing his setups with Jin, but both players on about even health, but this is in Smid's favour, and I was going to say you have to watch out for that rage drive, and he just gets it in a big bounce. So Smid taking a game, coming right back to
The right option, immediately hitting that rematch.
So we're going right back in. Thank God this isn't a Tekken World Tour, because we would have to DQ both players because they are not abiding by that switch stage rule. But we don't have that in Scotland. We don't know how to switch stage. We don't know how to even switch the weather. No, we don't have it. We don't. And what's happening here is both players are going right back in, and it seems like Smid might have a download. That first game was maybe not a charity game, but a game just to feel out, something that Smid felt like he could afford, just to find out what the best approach is. But Tekken Enthusiast changing up his approach and really enforcing a lot of really strong OK options. But Smid caught it out there, and parties on him, just does that breakdance, hits him straight out of the rage drive, and that's twice Smid's really challenged the rage drive when his came in. But CKT needs more coffee, and Fumaken cheering on Enthusiast with his round in the background. Both it is tense matches, and they're cheering on their boy. And gets caught by the big sweep, but the tech rolls, doesn't get hit by the OK, so Smid showing some presence of mind for some of Jin's options on OK, but not all of them. And that could have been a big whiff punish, but he does get the 1+2 grab, and that is another round in Smid's favour. Both players are fighting for, this is the last game in the set as well. Great down panic that just drops. Unfortunately, you can't see the same for Smid as he's caught with the hell sweep. And goes for the OK, doesn't get the punish there, and doesn't duck that. What you need to do on Jin's 12th frame is duck the second hit and launch punish it. But this Tekken Enthusiast really struggling just now with his confirms, and maybe he's a little bit on tilt after that, because he was doing so well in confirming them before. Especially when he's in the lead, so he could pump the gas just now and really become more aggressive, because after that match just forced Smid to deal with all the mix-ups he was early on, and a lot more electric when hook fist at range 2 than 1. Leading them to the wall, and this is where Lucky Chloe really struggles at the wall as well, because she doesn't have a lot of great get off the tools in my opinion. Obviously she has a rage art, and this is going to be big, but the wall ruins it, and Smid goes for full party, and he gets it, but he's gone for the just frames again, and he punishes it. That is punishable on hit, and Jordan Tekken Enthusiast finally challenges it and knocks Smid into losers, so he's going to have to play his games off stream, and that's Tekken Enthusiast 1. Yeah. So up next on stream, I believe we have one more pool. I can see Gas Mask Joe floating about in the background, also known as our resident big body lover, also known as our resident